enjoying the Indigenous Heritage Month celebrations. On this InfoHub Extended, we take you up the Demerara River to the scenic community of Rivers View, this year's Heritage Village.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Rivers View Village is situated in Region 10 Upper Demerara Berbice, though it runs just across the Essequibo River from Bartica, which is in Region 7, Cuyuni-Mazaruni. By speedboat from Parika, it takes 1 hour to reach the riverine community. Or you could choose to go by air from Bartica, then 5 minutes by boat across the mighty Essequibo River. The village has a population of approximately 4,000 persons. Even though the community is only 4 miles away from Bartica and residents earn their livelihoods from farming, logging, mining, and tourism, they maintain their customs and traditions. On September 10, the village made history as the first Upper Demerara Berbice village to host the National Heritage Day activities since it began in 1995. Hundreds of residents traveled from neighboring Bartica and other parts of the country to enjoy the wide array of indigenous food, arts and craft, dances and songs showcased by residents of Rivers View, whilst others came just to enjoy the atmosphere of the scenic village which spans the Essequibo, Demerara and Berbice rivers. But wait, y'all might think y'all can have factory. Then hear this. You see a bogus? They're going to be in our fire sailor. Must ask y'all uncle and your father
before you had them running around with this, and the man goes to the apple, and nothing in your pocket. Boys and girls, may I warn you, going to school with the ladies is not all. Make sure you win, also equipped with the latest knowledge. So when you go to school, you can do more than late. Focus so that you can make everybody who is investing in education proud. It feels good, you know, walking out to the distinction that just graduated from school as someone who just used it and loved. Yeah, now say, nobody never warned now, so take the stupid advice and run after education. Thank you.
Special guest, His Excellency President David Granger, highlighted that Rivers View, which straddles two regions, the Upper Demerara Berbice and the Cuyuni Mazaruni, is on the verge of prosperity. He, however, noted that education is the only way to turn this prosperity into reality.
All of these economic activities can bring wealth and prosperity to the people of Rivers View and to this beautiful village. But how will you do it? How will you attract the eco-tourists? How will you attract the revenue from mining and logging? You will do so with an educated population, just as the poet said in the first cultural presentation this afternoon. Education. I was so happy to see her perform here on this stage. And I wish all of you could see a video of that presentation and remember her instructive words. Education is not a sideshow. Education is central to the development, not only of Rivers View, but to the entire indigenous community, to the entire Region 7, Region 10, and to the entire country of Guyana. It is through education that it will equip your children to become ophthalmologists of the future. It is through education you will develop this human capital to make your promises of prosperity into reality.
Education, the head of state said, will equip the children of Rivers View with the knowledge and skills needed to transform and develop the economy and open opportunities for employment. The president reminded that Rivers View was one of the first villages to benefit from the public education transport service launched by the coalition government.
These school boats, these buses, and these bicycles, as part of this public education transportation service, is meant to get children to school. Attendance is priority. Every child in school, that is our government's motto. No more skulking. No more dropouts. You have no excuse. The PETS will help to get you to school and help you to stay in school. Some families here at Rivers View are paying $20,000 a month to transport their children to secondary school. Now it's a big free go. You don't have to pay. And as long as I am president, you will never have to pay. You can now use those savings to improve the quality of life in your homes and your villages. So, my friends, this Education Month is a very significant month for all of us because it is the pathway to development. It is the pathway to giving your children a better opportunity to succeed.
President Granger pointed to what he termed another revolution of hinterland education. He reminded that in 2020, the government will launch the Decade of Development, which spans from 2020 to 2029, during which the country will see the establishment of better schools, improved infrastructure, transportation, accommodation, and more investments in teaching, the provision of educational tools, smart classrooms, ICT hubs, and scholarships.
Where will the money come from? It's not going to come from the sky, it's going to come from the sea. Our our petroleum resources will be invested first and foremost in you and your children to provide world-class education for the Guyanese population. So the decade of development beckons. It is just a few months away. 2020 we become 60 years as a republic. In 2020 we launch a decade of growth.
The Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Sidney Allicock, said that the indigenous people of Guyana have much to celebrate. He noted that Riversview has produced several distinguished persons. Among these are the Social Cohesion Minister, Dr. George Norton. He also mentioned Ovid Williams, who now serves as a culture coordinator within the ministry, and also has the honor of being the first indigenous pilot, along with David James, the first indigenous attorney at law, who serves as a legal advisor in the ministry.
Then there are those who served in other capacities, such as our first indigenous minister of state, Miss Dawn Hastings Williams, and others before her, such as Miss Desiree Fox, who was among the first set of female indigenous government ministers in the entire Caribbean. We celebrate also those in other fields, such as Miss Mirinda LaRose, our first indigenous journalist, and our first Miss Indigenous Heritage Queen, Miss Eva Walcott, who hails from Wakapaw. And you also have me as the first indigenous vice president.
Minister Allicock highlighted the government's economic ventures that deserve celebration. The Pacoima sun-dried tomato project, the lapidary in the Monkey Mountain areas are achievements, he said, that will be long remembered as part of the country's history. He charged Riversview residents to capitalize on the opportunity to market their products, share their knowledge and experience with those who are visiting for the first time.
There is something distinct in every village that others will be curious to learn about. You can share so many aspects of your culture and lifestyle during your heritage village activities. This title holds tremendous significance, as you should not downplay your development and achievements that have earned you a place among those villages that were given this honor.
As we bring you more on the Heritage Month's activities, tune in for our report on the exciting Indigenous Games from September 20 to 22 at the Everest Sports Ground and the National Aquatic Center, and the Indigenous Heritage Pageant at the Cultural Center, where several beauties will be vying for the crown on Miss Indigenous Heritage 2019.